mind, this is also primal. So if you're Magna, it's not maybe as useful, but doesn't hurt to have one in there. Especially for OTK, where like the progression of the battle doesn't matter too much. And if you're working on I actually got another Eden yesterday too. I might have 3. I might. I need to check. But yeah, so I technically could, if I had enough, if I could buy out the Dama bars, could, and I have Zeus, could go to Light Primal, but I don't think I'm ready for that. Yet. I think I said it in another video, but if I had to go Primal, I think first would be Agni or Hades. But Agni, I need more Zabos. But I definitely see the setup, like with Shion for Katana team. So I feel like it would be more useful because Fire or Magna is not the best. So let's see. So I almost actually use Hades as a support now for my Dark because I have more primal weapons than Omega or Magna at this point. So I'm thinking, should I use my Katana team? They're basically the same thing, or my Monk. They're basically the same thing. Well, I could do one of each. You can play it twice. The survivability on this isn't as good as the Monk. So let's try it. Yeah, these are, if you don't remember, as hard as like Alexio, Grim Nero, forget the name of those raids. But yeah, they're basically the same level of hardness, level of difficulty. So with this team, it's semi full auto, have to hit. I think that's reverse Japanese. I think people have said that. Anyway, you have to hit her terrain skill. What do they call it in this game? I'm looking. Field skill. Because it won't hit itself. And then I kind of just do all of Kango's skills. Just because right now I can actually use both the skills because I have enough charge bar. And then I use Bonito, have it on quick summon so it's faster, and then you just hit full auto. And you can doing this, you double check, make sure none of the character's skills use up their charge bar, and I believe these don't, so we're good. If they do, then you'd want to use that skill before you hit Bonito. Or if they are further to this side, to the back, they might get charge bar after the other's charge attack anyway. So yeah, then I just full auto it. Let it do its thing. That's how I full auto Kango. I know in the past with water, especially, I've kind of did it manually with Greya, and I had Doggo. Doggo can do full auto, but Greya can't. Really, Summer Greya can't, which is a pain. It's the only gripe I have about Water Kango in her. Yeah, because you have to keep hitting it. It's kind of annoying. She has like the link skill, and that doesn't hit itself. So if she doesn't hit that, she doesn't link with MC. It doesn't give you the buffs. So yeah, this kind of defeats the point. It's still good without that, but it's kind of like, why? Yeah, you're like, why use her then? I think what I had was her, Lucio, Doggo, and Kango. But I switched Lucio out for Holiday, what's her name? I really need to sleep more. My brain is a mess this week. What's her name? Is it going to hit the Fated Chain? Okay, yeah. I didn't realize it hit Fated Chain in full auto. Oh, also, if you want to use a summon, you kind of have to stop full autoing. I wish it did that. Well, that would be kind of a mess, I think. I use Bubs because he's kind of helpful. And the thing about Kango that's great is it depends, not every single time, but a lot of times when I did this method that I did, Kango will charge attack 3 times in the first turn. So then you just automatically get the stacks of Bubs' buff. So I mean, but if it doesn't do 3 in one turn, then it'll just do 1 the next turn and you're good. So yeah, so then, and getting 5 on Yo is really easy too now. I have 5 and it's turn 5. So yeah. Yeah, and charge attacking like basically every turn, 90% every turn. At least one of them. So what was I talking about? Holiday characters. Let's just look over. It's on the tip of my tongue. She's really cute. She's the Katana Mirin. Or Mirin, I think, is how you would say it. I have Holiday Mirin. Is it cringe when I try to pronounce it correctly? I feel like it is. I have her. So I have Kango, Doggo, her, Greya. She actually has 200% charge bar, so I actually put her in my water OTK because I don't have Uno to 5 stars. Which next when Water Favored Guild War comes up, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I have Zeta, Water Zeta, so I use her. What's his name? What is his name? The guy with the hat. Yodarha. I think is how you say it. I have him too. His Wind version has the hat. So yeah, I have him. And Doggo. Doggo is always good. But yeah, this takes a while, just because I'm kind of lazy, so minimum effort. But yeah, it seems like Kengo works pretty good for this. Monk might be better. I don't know when I'm gonna die. I don't look like I'm gonna die. A lot of times Fedia will die first. Does she have less HP than everyone else? Maybe that's why. Yeah, she kind of does. I don't know. She kind of does. I mean, the survivability because of Leech is, or Lich. How do you say? I think Lich is how you say it. I think I looked it up. Because of her, the survivability is really high. She has shield. She has like a restore. I think, does she restore herself or everyone? I'm thinking. Let's see. She does a lot of damage too. Oh, she does everyone. Okay. Yeah, so she's pretty good. She's the core. Fediel is more useful because of Leech. Fediel by herself is pretty good still, but with Leech, they're kind of like a tag team. But yeah, I had Leech from October. I actually got her and Elma, in the same exact 10 part, back to back, which was interesting, because they were both the new ones. I think I can use Bubs again. So, yeah, and I had her, she was still really useful. She would increase my survivability and my damage so much. But with Fediel, it's another level. It's just another level. Um, yeah, like I said in a past video, especially for Tower of Babel. Oh, he's not ready. I used them for a lot of floors I couldn't beat just because they were just so strong. And the double PNS also helps a lot. I didn't even have Agonize for that one. That would help even more though. But yeah. Yes. Yeah, so they're the same difficulty. I would say these are easier though than these. Yeah. Like compared to Metatron, like I die in Metatron all the time. Like, I usually just call for backup. I don't really need anything from it anymore. So I usually just call for backup, like for the raid up, the Magfest. I'll just call for backup so it ends quicker. But yeah, so I think that's it for today. This is me from the future because the wiki got updated last night. So we can take a better look at the weapons, and they're pretty good. So the raid is filling up too quick, and I can't farm very well. And I still haven't gotten a drop from my own, so yeah. Fun. For a while. Unfortunately. Because unlike Osiris, these are more useful. Light Guild War. Definitely want to snag some. If you can. So this is the bow. Yeah, so this is really good with light because it, so yeah, the bow, what? Yeah. Did she not? Horus, I think. I might have pronounced it wrong, oh well. So the charge attack, massive light damage to a foe, that's ready, typical. Chance of one turn cut to main character's skill cooldowns. It's not bad. And then when it's 4-star, it's, it guarantees one turn cut to the skill cooldowns of the main character. Not bad. I mean, there's thinking of class Katana based, Concentrated Dark, which is very enmity based, and it's kind of like a gimmick. Dark versus light. Health and suffering. And if you don't know, which I assume most of you would, stamina is your attack is higher when your HP is higher, so it's good for. It helps with OTK because obviously your HP, it's one turn. Your HP is going to be at max. So it helps with that. It also helps, well, like with elements where you want to have high HP. So it kind of helps with harder stuff as well. Depending on, well, I mean, it depends on if you expect your HP to be low most of the time or high most of the time. Generally with harder raids, you don't want to play enmity because it's dangerous. You'll die, most likely. It's more like enmity is definitely used more for like racing because the damage output is higher with enmity versus stamina. But it's risky because you can die. And there's some great videos about enmity, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But yeah, just the basics. So light is really good with stamina, so that's a really useful skill. There's a lot of healers in light to keep your HP up. Even if it's not at max, it's pretty high. so it's very useful. And then the progression is also useful for longer battles, medium long battles. So medium boost to light allies and light attack based on number of turns passed. So obviously OTK is not very useful for mostly more long battles, so harder stuff. Excuse me. Harder stuff, because more turns will pass. Can go see what people do for it. Let's see. Granblue English Reddit. Okay. It's very useful. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, there's a bunch of YouTubers that are really helpful as well, but if you kind of just scroll through the comments, you can get an idea of what people are doing and how they. Oh, I was gonna say the background music. I did see someone else point this out. The background music for the Horus battle is terrible. It's like it doesn't pump you up. It's not not really battle music. It's more like, I don't know, like idle music. It's not IDOL, like IDLE, idling. It's not really something you want to battle to, which is weird. So someone's saying the most you'd ever use is 2. Let's see. No. So the katana can be used in Magna, that's interesting. 2. I would say 2. It looks like 2. I saw someone mention 2. You could do 3, looks like, but 2 is probably good enough. And the drop rate is not the best, seems like. I haven't had too many drops of any ad weapons, so yeah, I have a few. I think I have 2 of these. I think that's it. But I didn't play it too much. But yeah, so maybe 2 of the bow. So okay, Thunder's progression. That's a Zeus 1, I believe. So that's Primal. So this is even more useful for Primal, but you can use it in Magna. Doesn't hurt to have some Primals in there. You kind of need at least 1. It's nice to have 1. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, so the Katana I think is good as well. Not I think, it is good as well. So the charge attack is massive light damage to a foe, gives you a charge bar plus 10%. So that's really good for like Kengo teams if you don't have unsigned Kanashige. This, you could use this. I mean, the Huanglong Katana might be better, but I mean, there's this. It's farmable. Huanglong Katana technically is farmable, but maybe not as easily as this. Yeah, and this can be uncapped more easily than that. So, and then at 4 stars, it gives you double attack and triple attack up, which is also useful for Kengo and Ogi teams. Gotta get that meter. And then the skills. So we have supplement, the charge attack damage, and then boost to the damage cap, the charge attack damage cap, which is nice. I'm missing something like this for my OTK. I don't have any charge attack up except on the Opus. So definitely want to get at least one of these to add some help to that, because they still can't do EX plus. They can't even do the EX plus, I is it EX or EX Plus? I don't know which one it is. The Celeste. They can't almost, but can't. It's kind of sad. All my other ones can OTK. So, okay, so the supplemental damage, the cap is around 400k. You can get multiple copies and it'll stack up to 1 mil. There's some trivia there. Ra Harate. Interesting. Ra is cool. Horus is cool. Don't know too much about Egyptian gods, but I know who Ra is. Bird has a bird head, I think. Pretty cool. It's associated with the sun. And I know who Anubis is. I remember I learned a little bit about like hieroglyphics and stuff. Like I feel like they all teach all the little kids that in most schools for some reason. I don't really know. I think it was like field trip or something. But it's interesting. Pictionary. It's kind of like, it reminds me of, like, a lot of languages might start that way. With, like, pictures, like logos kind of start that way. With, like, complicated pictures. And then they slowly get simplified over time to get to, like, say for English, where it just becomes, like, a symbol for a sound. Versus, like, I don't know, Chinese and, kanji in Japanese is like kind of in between. It's because it sort of looks like a picture for a lot of them, so it still retains a lot of that complexity, but it's been simplified a lot. So it could have started out as an image of someone drawing rain, and then it became ame with little lines and stuff to look like rain. And then if you go to other languages, they could have had that level, and then they just moved more to the alphabet. Or similar simplified things, which is interesting. But that's off topic. So let's see. I mean, I didn't really see people talk about maybe two. I would say 2 for each. Looks like a decent number. Less farming than 3. But yeah, they're not the strongest weapons, so you don't want to like sacrifice a lot of damage when there's others that give you a lot more boost to just raw damage. But yeah, I'm stuck in Agonized Hell still. I still need 1 more. Technically 3 more copies. Yeah. I get nothing for like 3 weeks, and then there's 1 week I get 2. So, I don't know. I wish you could buy them in the store, like 1 a month. Like, come on. I love it when they have that. Or the daily points or whatever. That shop there's nothing good in there. At least put something good in there. So yeah, those are the weapons. Maybe 2 of each. To be safe. Maybe. This one I might not use 2 of these. Maybe 1. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to play with it when I actually get one. But yeah, so that means farming 8 of each. Luckily they're both good, so if you're trying to get one and you get the other, it's not lost. So yeah, so those are the weapons. So happy farming. Enjoy getting destroyed by everyone else. Oh wait, before this, let's look at what you actually need to do to get the drop. So okay, let's see. So if you're a host, you have the highest chance of getting a drop. Still not guaranteed, as I haven't got one yet, but highest. So host them every day. You can play it twice. Host it every day. Make sure your drop rate boosts are on. If you MVP, you have 0.5% chance to get one. So not bad. I mean, that's harder, but if you're in your own raid, if you can do it, do it. Not really gonna be a thing for other raids because it ends way too quickly. Unless you're so OP that you can do it and destroy everyone else, then sure. But the blue chest, if you're gonna farm other people's raids, is where you want to get it. This, I actually use my dark OTK team, and either hit just attack or did the Relic Buster 2 buttons attack. Usually didn't really have time. I just hit attack and I would get the blue chest, I think, every time. So it's not a lot of damage you have to do. And that has the second highest chance of giving you one. But yeah, mostly animas you're gonna get, probably. Which I wish you could trade in the shop, because you get a lot of animas. But anyway, maybe someday. But yeah, so it's not that hard to blue chest. My dark OTK is pretty strong, so that's why, but I wouldn't say it's like it's not the strongest, so shouldn't be too hard to blue chest. But yeah, if you can't blue chest, don't really bother. If you really can't do the blue chest, don't bother. Just host your own. Because you're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get any of the Ennead weapons that way. From other people's raids. You'll get primal weapons, but it's not really that important. You'll get anima, but it's kind of a waste of time. You spend your time making yourself stronger in other ways. Yeah, so that's about it. Extended overview of that. Like I said, if you're not really in a great position if it seems hard for you to get in a raid, or even get any honors in a raid, just wait a week. Considering how good the weapons are, I would say it might take even longer, but after a week, I think the people that don't sleep to farm will probably have everything they need, so yeah, it'll be better. And in a month, it'll probably be doable. But you don't want to wait too long because Light Guild War. So yeah, which is in April. Let's see. So you have a lot of time. Let's see. April, yes, the end of April. So you have a lot of time, but also keep in mind you're probably going to have to farm other people's raids, at least from what it looks like. I don't think the drop rates are the best. Or I'm just unlucky. But yeah, you're probably gonna have to go to other people's raids, but host both of yours every day. Because at least you get that host chest, even if you can't MVP it. And the blue chest, you'll probably get the blue chest too. I actually solo it, so I get all those. But yeah, if you can solo it, do it. But yeah. As you saw with my team, I think I died. I had to use a potion once, but I usually don't. So yeah, that's about it for this. Have fun suffering. I also still need agonize, so I'm gonna suffer double. So yeah. Fun. Alright, see you next time.